everyone, and welcome back in my kitchen, Cooking with Carol Diane. I'm back from my nice camping trip up in the mountains. Gosh, I enjoyed it, and I want to go back. I really do, just as soon as I can. But I'm in here today to cook something a little bit special for a special little fella. Plus, my son's girlfriend Christina sent me a recipe for me to make. I think I made one very similar to this. I'll have to go back in my videos and see. But I'm going to go ahead and make what's called lemon crumb muffins today. And there's a special one at the end that I'm going to do for someone. Very special to my heart. Okay, so what you're going to need is you need to make the streusel, what goes on the top of the muffins first. And to do that, we need a 1/4 cup of just all-purpose flour. Just put it in a bowl. And then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of household sugar, granulated sugar, which I've already measured out. Put that in. And then a good tablespoon full of softened butter, room temperature butter. I always have mine left out, so mine's always ready to go. So get that in a little bowl, and then just take a fork, just a fork, and mix all that up. Because that's your crumb mixture right there. And then after you get this all mixed up, I'll be taking this over to my son and his girlfriend because this makes quite a few muffins, and I can't eat all of them. And don't want to. I really don't. Hope everyone is surviving the heat. You know, I have WeatherBug on that app on my phone, and I've been watching it and watching all across the United States, and Colorado's not the only one, but among several states into the triple-digit heat wave that we're having this year. And somehow last year I just kind of knew. When spring began, it was just a feeling. And I thought, you know what? I think we're going to go into a very warm summer. And sure enough, we are. Okay, that's the crumb mixture right there. And all I want you to do is just set it aside, because that we're going to use here in just a little while. Now get you a bowl. And now we're going to go for the main ingredients. Need you to set your oven at 375 degrees, preheat it to that temperature. And you're asking, how in the world am I doing this on such a hot day? Well, we haven't hit the 3 digits just yet. According to my temperature in the outside temperature for my kitchen that reads outside is 92. It might be a little warmer than that, but that's what it's reading right now. And I'm not going to have this oven on that long, but I wanted to get these done today. So we're going to take 2 eggs, and they need to be at room temperature. So go ahead and take your 2 eggs, crack them, and put them into your bowl. I had to buy brown eggs, which there's nothing wrong with brown eggs whatsoever, but it was actually the only thing at the grocery store because eggs are, well, now going up in price and very limited. Very, very limited. Okay, and I'm going to get my whisk out here. Just enough to break them up. That's all we need to do. We're just breaking the egg up. We're not frothing it or doing any of that, but we are breaking it up. And then to that, I'm going to add, let's see, a 1/2 cup of oil. And somehow I didn't grab my other 1/2 cup, so I will in my little drawer over here. If I can find one that is a 1/2 cup. I've used quite a few. I think this one, no, that's 3/4. Isn't that odd that I didn't bring that out? Well, this is a cup, and I'm only going to fill it halfway. That works. Halfway of any kind of household vegetable cooking oil. Put that in there. That out of the way so that I know I did use it. And then we're going to need 3/4 of a cup of sugar, which I do have already out. And then I'm going to need the zest from a lemon, because these are lemon muffins. So I'll get those out. And the zest is the outer part of your lemon. Here. Wasn't sure what I was going to make on my next video. I had so much fun making my campfire videos, and I want to do some more. And I'll tell you that campfire cowgirl pork and beans, my husband and I really did polish that off. It was that good. It really was. It's just a recipe that you can add just about anything to it, any kind of a bean to it, as long as you do have the pork and beans to go along with it in there. But I'll tell you, that hamburger and the bacon is what makes it a meal. You can add cornbread to that. Had I not been so tired from four-wheeling, I would have probably come back and fixed a little thing of the cornbread. I really would have. Okay, that's the zest of the lemon. Again, we need to stir this up now. Make sure it's all incorporated into that sugar and those eggs. Mix that in good. That lemon flavor will be quite nice. It really will. Okay, I've got to follow my directions here because I haven't made this particular one. Like I said, I've made one very similar, very close to this recipe, but I want to be able to make sure I get this one correct. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, any brand. I'm using my Madagascar. 1 teaspoon of that. That'll make it nice and sweet and good. And then you use a 1/2 cup of milk, which I already have out. 1/2 cup of milk and 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice. I have a time with these bottles, I really do. They usually shoot clear across the kitchen for me or something. Gives it a little laughter in my kitchen, I'll tell you. It really does. Okay, now we're going to mix that up. The milk in with the sugar, the eggs. I can smell that vanilla. Madagascar vanilla is a little bit different smell. I mean, it smells like vanilla, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's pleasant, you know? You like to cook with it. And so I do. And so I do. Okay, now comes some dry ingredients that we have to have. And the dry ingredients are 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1, 2 of that, and 1/2 teaspoon of the baking soda. I wore out my dogs camping. Oh my gosh, we took them all over on the four-wheelers. I have a soft crate that I put them in, strap it all down very securely to my four-wheeler. And they were in there, and we just went riding for hours. And they did just fine. They really did. no getting sick, nothing. And it was quite nice, it really was. Okay, and then we're going to need just a little bit, about a half a teaspoon of salt in here. And I'm going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Away from the bowl here. So 2 cups of the flour. And you just want to slowly start just kind of folding that in. Just fold it in. Make sure I got all my ingredients. There's going to be a slight little glaze that I put on these when they get out of the oven. I think they'll be okay. I really do. I think they'll be nice, even though it's a hot day. My 95-year-old neighbor, I had opened the door to let my dogs back in, and I saw her with her walker halfway in my driveway. And she doesn't come over to my house that often. I go over there, but she doesn't come over because she can't walk very well. And so I knew something was up. So I had to go out immediately and see what was the problem. And she said we both have landline service. And I have a landline, a regular telephone, for a reason. You know, if the cell phone goes out, I can use my landline. If the landline goes out, I can use my cell phone. Either way, I've got service. Well, her landline went out. And she was kind of frantic about it because she wanted to call her daughter, and her cell phone is kind of an old-fashioned little cell phone, and the flip kind. And it was all showing 8888888 all across the screen. She says, I just can't get out to my daughter. I don't know what to do. The landline's, down. And I said, well, we did have a power outage. That could contribute to it, because when I got back from camping, all the clocks in my house, the digital ones, they were blinking. So I know that there was a power outage. So I helped her back into her house, of course. And then I reset her modem for her phone service, and it came back on. She thought I was an angel, like she always does, but really it wasn't that big of a deal. Okay, now you're going to get yourself a muffin pan with some muffin liners in here, and we're going to scoop out enough to go in here. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to take half of this mixture and see, it's kind of a new little recipe for me, but I wanted to take half of this mixture and add some fresh blueberries to it and see how I like that. It's not going to hurt that lemon flavor. In fact, the lemon flavor is really going to make it taste nice. It really is. So let me get one more here. And I will just take my measuring cup here of my flour. And I've got the blueberries. So if I take, a big scoop here, should be about half of it, a couple scoops, and I add some blueberries in here. Don't have to add that many in here. That kind of stirred around a little bit. Can taste like. I love blueberries in anything. I really do. So I suppose if you wanted to take this recipe and add apple pieces to it, or peaches to it, you could do that. So let's do this last little one here. We'll see if it comes out the way I want it to. I think it might. I really think it might. Just fine. It's fun to take a recipe and make it your own, Put things in there that doesn't say to, but it's not going to mess up the recipe that much. It really isn't. And this is one of them. It is not going to mess up this recipe. I'm hoping it makes it taste really good. then onto the top of this, those blueberries. I like blueberries. Okay, then onto the top of this goes your crumb mixture now. And I used that spoon that I was going to have for my crumb mixture. That's okay. That's all right. So now we take the crumb mixture and we put that on the top of each one. And here's where you can get creative on this too. If you wanted to add a little bit of cinnamon into the crumb mixture, you certainly could. Do whatever you want. It's your kitchen. Cook the way you want. It'll come out. It'll be just fine. If you don't want to put it on the blueberry one, you don't have to. But I'm going to. Just a little bit, I'm going to. So again, your oven should be at 375, which mine is. You're going to cook these a good, 20 to 30 minutes. And then I'm going to let it cool before I put the glaze on. So I'll be right back in about 30 minutes, or less, probably be less, and show you how to make the little glaze and what my little surprise is at the end. So stay tuned. Okay, I'm back. My muffins are out of the oven. It took a little less than 20 minutes, go about maybe 18 minutes on my oven anyway. It still depends on your oven, of your temperature in your oven. But here they are. They smell great. They really do. I can smell the lemon zest. Of course, I can smell the blueberry on the blueberry ones. So, to get started on the glaze, very, very simple on the glaze, is that you would take a half a cup of powdered sugar, which I have right here. Half a cup of it. And then you will be taking 1 teaspoon of the vanilla. I said any vanilla will work. I just use the Madagascar because it's pretty nice. And I'm going to go get, because I know this is going to get sticky. I always like to have my wash rag handy. And then you're going to take some lemon juice. You're going to take 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. See if I can squirt this all over the kitchen. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's 1. I'll tell you what, it likes to come out all by itself, whichever way. There's 2 of that. Whisk this up. If I have just a little bit too much of that lemon juice, I may have to add some more powdered sugar, but we'll see. So get it all mixed up here. So my son's girlfriend, Christina is her name. And like I said, she sent me, told you to get sticky. She sent me a picture of the recipe and what it looks like as far as, just a little bit more powdered sugar. What it looks like of the muffins and the recipe. And she's, only thing she writes are 3 words. We need these. Okay? You think we do, huh? All right. We need these. So whether we need them or not, I have made them now. I think they're both going to be fine in the morning. I have a very dear friend. She's been doing my hair for, over 12 years now. Her name is Dar. And she has this beauty shop in Rifle, which is a town about 40 minutes from me. And every now and then when she comes my direction, I ask her to come over and fix my hair for me. And so in the morning she's coming, and I will serve her tiny bit more, not much. Not much. Don't want it too thick, don't want it too runny. It's just one of those, you just have to kind of eyeball it yourself and see. And this is the glaze part. And you're just going to drizzle that now onto each one of these muffins. And boy, that's going to give it a nice flavor, isn't it? Yes, even the blueberry ones. Go ahead and drizzle on them. I can sure smell that lemon juice. I really can. Nice. Nice, nice. So this is a treat that you could give yourself or company, whatever. And these are a little still warm on this side, but I'm going to go ahead with it anyway. Didn't let them cool down all the way, but that's okay. Sometimes you just got to get with it and get it over with, huh? And this is one of them. Okay, so that's what they look like. Now. Pause a minute for the big surprise. Okay, I put them on my little cupcake tray here. It made 20 of the muffins. I have 4 more down here that I could have made if the batter would have gone that much more. I think a cake mix would have, but that's okay. You know, we're going with this right here. But my special treat is today is my little girl's birthday. Little girl, the only little girl I have in the house, which is my puppy dog, my Daisy May, my miniature dachshund. And for the life of me, last year when she turned 1, I don't remember that I did any big deal for her, so I'm kind of making up for it now. So I'm going to give her cupcake, her birthday cupcake, and I'm going to choose probably this one right here. And I will go ahead and put 2 little candles in here. This is a treat she loves, these little chew sticks. Plus, I go to the grocery store and I get for my dogs the big soup bones. They look like this. And you take them and you put them in a great big pot with water and you boil them. You cook them and boil them. And then you drain out all that water. And then you let them cool down. And I usually take a paper plate or paper towel and I usually get off all the excess grease or whatever. And I'll tell you one thing. These are cheaper than buying all of these treats at the, Walmart or Sam's Club or wherever you buy your treat, or even the grocery store at $10 and $20 a bag. I can get, let's see, either 4, 5, or 6. It depends on how big they are in the package of these soup bones for, less than $7. So, both of them have been chewing on this all morning. They're different treats. But we'll see which one she likes here. So I'm going to get her candle already, and then I'll go get her. Because she's 2 now. 2. And that's a big age. She doesn't act the terrible 2. She's grown out of all of that. She really is the best little dog I've had in a long time. Let me get her. Here she is. This is my Daisy May. Look at that. Look what I got for you. Look at that. What do you think? Can you blow it out? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daisy May. Happy 2nd birthday to you. And many more. There we go. Now let's see which one she might like. There's cocoa beans right in here too. Which one? Do you think you like this? What do you think? Or do you think you like this? Of course. she's gonna go for that. And so is her little baby brother. Come here, Coco. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here. He's not too sure right now. He loves to be on the camera. Come here. Come here. You want that? Well, maybe next time I'll get him, but today is the big day for Daisy May. Miniature little dachshund, wouldn't have any other breed. I hope you've enjoyed my video showing they're called the lemon crumb muffin, but again, I have added fresh blueberries and I can't wait to try one of those. And I hope my friend Dar in the morning likes them too. So from my kitchen to yours, go make yourself some muffins and have a special one for your little puppy dog.